Soul music. When you think about soul music, you think about Luther Ross, Teddy P, and Whitney Houston. Music that lasts for generations, that penetrates deep inside your being. When I think about it, I think about the Sisters of Soul. Who are these artists? Well,
So Tando.
Thandonje is just saying Tando, like Slick and J. It's Slick.
No. How do you pronounce it with the silent J? I'm trying to understand it. Tando. Then why did you throw in the J at the
Because
end?
people didn't get the silent part. They just said Thandonje instead of Tando. So I'd have like on my profile, I'd have the handle Thandonje, and then in an abbreviation, I'd have the J is silent. Tando.
So
I wish I fly far away, just to find my in the I wish I could get up, give it all, everything. No more praise, no more suffering. Keep your head up, never doubt anything. Unless it's coming with a bad energy.
What up?
Nah, I'm good. Venna, how you been?
Lovely. Can't complain.
Yeah, because I mean, for an artist, you're very elusive. You're very elusive. You don't post anything. You don't say anything. You just come through maybe with music or a little video here and there.
Something.
Huh?
I have to. I don't know. I think it's just the thing that I've gotten used to now.
Yeah. Is that like your brand? Okay, you know what? I think I have a tendency of starting talking and not greeting. Someone, how are you doing? How are you?
Bro, I already greeted you. I was like, yo, what's up? Dinta. But it's okay. We can make it like more official. How are you, my brother?
Yeah. Someone, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm lovely, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Hi everybody. So this is the fifth episode of the House of Soul. Fifth episode. This is part 2 of Soul Sisters, and we're talking to Thandonje, one of the best R&B soul musicians in the country. Actually, she's a fucking legend. Like I'm talking to a fucking legend right now. And I say legend, like to you, you might not know, like to other people, but to me, like she's a legend because her discography, so much. Like I literally grew up listening to her, and she's not even old at all. I remember I started listening to her in like 2016, and at that time I was still trying to find my feet, in R&B, and still trying to, find people to listen to. Like she was one of those people. So like, yeah, talking to a fucking legend right now. I actually want to go back before we go forward. One thing that some people might have said about you, I've heard it a lot. And maybe sometimes I might have agreed to have the idea that, you might be lazy. But then, okay, we're going to go back to the lazy part. I went back. I remember, like, I've listened to Trust and J 1 and 2. I've listened to New Age Soul. I've listened to an Ode to Jah, which I level. I've listened to Dimpo Talifate with Saul Madiope. I've listened to Frequency, which is the latest. And wait, there's also the covers. There's also like the 10, 20 something covers on SoundCloud. So
covers from
from like a long time ago. You even covered like Lil Wayne's song. Is it a Millie or something? I don't know.
Lollipop.
Oh, Lollipop. Yeah, it's just Lollipop. So like, you're actually one of the most hardest working like musically artists. Like, yeah, I was so wrong about that. But then you could say about the other parts of your artistry. Some people might have said that you didn't do enough, or you're not doing enough in terms of putting yourself out there. I mean, even on the internet, you don't really talk that much or do that much. What did you say to those accusations?
I mean, I don't think it's I wouldn't necessarily say it's an accusation, because I think at some point it has to come like to an understanding. I think that I've gotten to a point where I'm learning how to build the brand bigger.
Yeah.
Understand, to be like more engaging.
Yeah.
And then on the other side is that I want people to know me for my music. I know sometimes you have to get personal, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm not really trying to, get them too close into, like into my life. I think that like social media, it becomes like a digital diary.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like what you show people is how they're always gonna take it, how they're always gonna see things, So it's like rather you know me for the music, and then maybe today you can see what I look like. Maybe I cut my hair today.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
Maybe I'm wearing a hoodie today. It's like you just choose how to write your story, But right
Yeah.
now, I think that I'd like to, do away from being the upcoming artist
Yeah.
and be more established and more, recognized as a brand.
Yeah.
So I'm just at a stage where I'm building the brand more, and I'm learning how to become, more out there as an
Yeah.
artist. Like just for people to talk about me, whether they know about my life or not. I think the most important thing is the reach of the music, and if
Yeah.
people can put a face to the voice, like a lot of times people are like, oh damn, didn't even know you could sing, or like
Mhm.
those type of things. I think now it's all about, okay, this is what she looks like, this is what she does, and this is her music. So I think I'm just working on putting a stamp in people's heads to know that,
Yeah.
okay, yo, this is Thandonje and this is what happens and so forth.
Because the music is certainly not lacking at all. You are great.
Yeah,
Like whenever I talk to people, or maybe I talk to there's this other blog. It's like an overseas blog. Do you know R&B Radar?
yeah.
Yeah. So like whenever they talk about artists or make suggestions or something, like I always put you and Naya on. You and
Yeah,
Naya, those are the people that I can trust on. Because the music is so great. So
yeah. Naya is definitely dope. Naya has like one of the most unique voices.
yeah.
Like she's got something. She's got pipes, like
Yeah,
some nice.
definitely. I was even talking to her last week. I was like, you know what? I'd like you guys to feature each other, because you don't really do features that much. Like
Yeah, I
if you
haven't.
do on your music, on your
Yeah,
music,
like I have
yeah,
like a what do we call it? Like I feel like music is a marriage,
yeah,
like whether it's like producer and artist, or artist and producer.
yeah,
And it's like when you're creating like a unity,
okay,
the energy has to make sense,
yeah,
So I've I've always wanted to work with a lot of artists, but then I become very selfish with my music because it's so personal, or it's become more personal.
yeah,
So, and you know how artists are, hey, let's do studio next week, hey, studio
ish,
next week, and then it never
yeah,
really happens. So
mm,
I protect my music, I protect my craft, I protect my gift. So things will happen naturally if it's
yeah,
supposed to happen. But I don't know, man. I just like sometimes I just feel like, it just sounds better with just me alone.
yeah,
And I'm just gonna finish the song. I'm gonna hold it down. If I'm done recording and it sounds solid, I'm taking it. It's mine.
yeah.
But every
Not
time I'm in
everything.
studio, I definitely make a song thinking of someone. So I'm like, okay, maybe Espacio Dios will sound nice on this one. Maybe, Naya will sound nice on this one. Maybe
Yeah.
Una Rams will sound nice on this one. So I have those, but every time I'm working like on a project, I put it back in the archive because now it's not, I guess like for the sound that I'm going for at that time, it's not making sense.
Yeah, because most of the time it's when you do feature people, or when you featured, you're always with males. So some people might be like, I mean, like right now we have a golden generation of female R&B artists. Like
Yeah.
the males are not doing that much. You can even see I'm mostly promote females because you guys are holding it down. So
Yeah. I mean,
could
there's a
we
few though. They're just like doing like different sounds. I mean, like you have okay, I don't know if you know, but you have Tron,
yeah, I know, and I've seen the name. I've seen the name.
you know. I would say I'd put Una Rams, but he's not much of a like a R&B. He does like
Yes, more
Afro,
melodic.
soul,
Yeah,
more melodic type of things. You've got Espacio, but he doesn't do R&B. He does
yeah.
alternative. He does, you know. Then you have Leo. There's a guy called Leo. He sings sometimes,
Leo
but not
Brennan.
fully. Leo IX.
Oh
Leo
no, no,
IX.
no,
He's
no.
he's more of a producer than he actually is a vocalist.
Yeah.
Um, and then I spend like most of the time working with upcoming artists. So I have Palermo, but he
Oh,
does
I
like
know
trap
him.
now.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like when I actually met Palermo, I wanted him to like just sing
yeah,
like the trap and the whatnot. When I met him, I think this was like 2017,
yeah.
2018. I'm not too sure, but when I met him, I wanted him to do R&B because he has a nice voice. He actually has a very nice voice. Um, You've got actually I know more people actually on SoundCloud. So yeah, you're actually right. There's not a lot of males that make R&B, but there are a lot of R&B males. They just I don't
Yeah,
know. I guess it's just more riskier as a male making R&B because it's like okay, maybe they'll put you up against like your Donalds
oh yeah,
or
definitely. I get
yeah,
what you're saying.
you
I
know,
get what you're saying.
yeah, cause yeah. So, but I mean, Langa Mavuso,
Oh yeah,
Loyiso. I'm guessing that's like I'm talking about. Like now they're established because like now they're brands, obviously, and they're
yeah.
growing. Vusi Nova. It's just different genres. They're there. It's
But
just
then there maybe in
maybe
the Afro soul genre or
yeah.
hip
Like
hop
I
or
think
something like that.
last year was a very like hot season of female artists coming out
Definitely,
because you had
definitely.
Joda Hosi, you have
Ravi Pillai.
yo, do you have there's a I think her name is Hannah or something, but I just forgot. You had Elaine,
Yeah, definitely.
um,
Yeah.
which skyrocketed
Hera. Oh, is
obviously
it
like
Hera?
I think so. I think that's her name. I just
Yeah.
forgot. Like I just know her music from the album art.
Oh yeah.
So
There's
yeah, so
such a
and
lot that
then
came up last year.
yeah, a
Such a
lot
lot.
of female artists came out last year. I think
Mm.
that was like the best year because at some point there was like, yo, there's not enough female artists making R&B.
And
And then
then
I
there's
think
like,
that as
yeah,
soon as like Elaine's career skyrocketed, a lot of females maybe just got more confidence now. Like, yo, let's drop the music.
yeah.
Let's drop the music.
And they
Yeah.
also
And
get
then
more listened to because I mean South Africa doesn't
yeah,
really focus that much into R&B, and when they
yeah,
do, it's mostly like overseas artists that they listen to.
yeah,
So like she opened like the doors or slightly open, but like she just
yeah.
opened it
Yeah, I
wider.
think she obviously I think she opened the door for people to be more open to
Yeah,
female artists making R&B. So that's why I'd say that a lot of females just gained confidence last year and they started dropping a lot of music.
yeah.
And it was good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's very good. And talking about people that you featured with, I mean, I realized that back in the days, you used to work a lot to Trust B1, Trust B1,
Yeah.
like in almost all your
Trust
projects.
B1 works.
Like,
B1 produced New Age Soul.
yeah, yeah, New Age Soul, Thandonje one and two, because like he was everywhere. And then recently, I'm not sure, maybe if it's because maybe you don't put the names of the people that you work with, like in the
Yeah.
production, but I haven't seen you working with him for a long time now.
Yeah.
So
So
how's
B1
your relationship?
actually like B1 actually relocated to Durban
Mm,
in 2019. Right now it's 2021 in 2019. But we're speaking now. We're
yeah,
producing. He's sending me beats. We're working on something. I'm just. It's. Just, I think it like it just gets different as you grow as an artist because if you can listen to the work that I did with B1, it's completely a different sound compared to what I'm doing now.
yeah, yeah.
You
Like there's
understand?
so much
So
growth. Yeah,
yeah. So I think that within the 2 years that we spent apart and not making music, for us to like getting back in touch, we literally just have to flow off of where we are right now. Like yeah, because I don't know. I feel like when you email me a beat or when we're talking on WhatsApp and you send me a beat, it's not the same as the studio experience.
yeah,
So no, B1 and I are still good. We're definitely still talking. Hopefully we can do like a Trust and J Volume 3, or we can work
yeah,
on something new because that guy is making some crazy beats. He actually does this. He does like a daily drop.
Yeah.
So he has like, yeah, so he has like a mood drop. So he makes beats and then he'll drop a snippet every day. So Monday morning feels like this, Tuesday morning
Oh
feels like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and his sound is growing. He's expanding into different things. But one thing for sure, there's no 808 like a B1 808.
Hmm.
That guy is like one of the most talented producers I've come across. And basically when I started my career, that guy, like he made my first project. So
Yeah. Show the love
like
for
I can't I
you.
can't not I can't not like have him in my life, in my career, because he made my first project. For me to have like the first solid project, like a debut project, it
Yeah.
was New Age. So
And I've noticed lately that you work a lot with Saul Madiope, and
yeah, yeah,
you guys with each other on Dimpo Talifati
yeah,
EP, and then did you work on him with an Otu Jar also?
yeah. Otuja and
Yeah.
Frequency. Saul produced the whole of Frequency. So yeah, and the crossover.
So are you guys label mates? Yeah, your label mates at Dream
Yeah,
Believe Do
Dream
Records.
Believe
So
Do record. Yeah, he's
so
my
who
he's my
owns it, and are
he's
you
my
the
business partner.
yeah
He's my business partner. So we own the label together. We have Dream Believe Do Records and we do Dream Believe Do Foundation, which is obviously just you know,
yeah
the NGO of the company. Um, we're each other's managers. We're each
okay
other's business partners. And he's recently also just grown into music. And obviously he's my best friend. So I trust him a lot with my music and we grow together. He's my producer as well.
yeah
Um, yeah, man, like he's been my best friend. He's a homie.
yeah
Like he's a brother to me. And he started making music end of 2019.
wow. And this guy is so
Like
talented. I just
yeah,
heard his song with Fila Lala and just oh, it's just
right.
amazing.
That's the crazy thing. So like he just recently like started like making music, producing, learning instruments, and I guess it just always made sense. Like it just made sense for us to be working together. And then it just so happened that, we worked on one, it sounded this good. We worked on two, three, four,
Yeah,
five, still working on, so like he's producing my next album as well. I also have like a very like picky ear when it comes to like producers. Like it's like,
yeah.
okay, I've got a few songs. I'm working with Yolophonic as well. I've just
Oh yeah,
discovered
yeah.
like, like I discovered him like this year. So we're
Let
collaborating.
me tell you about the day I met you. See something about that night was really special. We ain't talked much, but I know you felt it. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Neo has produced a few things. I just haven't recorded on them.
Hmm.
But yeah, like Saul Madiope, like me and him are like yin and yang.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad, because that guy is amazing.
Yeah.
He makes music for you, it doesn't really have 808, it doesn't really have any
Bro,
types of elements. It's you,
yeah.
unique to you.
He's like, bro, we understand each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think the reason it's grown so much is because we test each other.
Mm.
Like if I go into studio, we've already made frequency, so we can't make something like frequency again. You
Yeah.
understand? So it's like when I get to studio, he plays me beats and I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. When I record something, he's like, damn, I didn't know the song would turn into that. So I think it's worked it's worked in our favor because we grow with every song that we make.
Yeah.
And obviously, like if I'm making an album and it goes on like 500,000 streams, when I get back into studio, he has to be giving me something that will give me 1 million streams.
Oh yeah,
You have to. You
improvements.
can't. I can't be bored. I have to be like creative in the studio.
Yeah.
So I think also like the friendship that we have, we always want to see each other do better. We want better for each other. So we're bound to be making magic in the studio. It's like, yo, bro, we already made something like that. Let's move. Let's do something.
Yeah.
And that's why you'd notice that I dropped Frequency, we did Ode to Ja, we did Timpota Lufati, we did Crossover, but they're
Yeah.
all like
All very
different
different.
versions of me. You understand?
Yeah,
Like you can
very,
also
very
hear me growing or like writing more, like the lyrics get better, like the
Yeah.
songwriting grows and whatever. You get what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, like we're always growing, and it just makes more sense because we're in the same circle. We also have Morongwa, Barasos. If you've listened to Barasos, they have a project together. There's a guy called Barabile.
Yeah.
I'm working with him as well. He's a label artist. He's a label producer. Um, he's amazing as well.
Yeah.
Like you should actually listen to him. His artist name is Morongwa.
Marunga. Okay, I'll definitely check
Yeah.
him out
I mean,
after.
I think you can. I think he's also on the crossover.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And congratulations on being on HBO. You know, your song Foundation was on
Yeah,
the show In Treatment. So how did that feel? And probably heard the news before the show aired. Like, didn't you maybe
yeah,
want to feel like talking to people or pop up a bit, tell people about it and shit like that? Like, how did you
yeah. I,
feel?
I really wanted to speak about it. I really wanted to speak about it. Um, I think it first started when we had a billboard in Times Square
Yeah. Oh,
in
that
New York,
was a major win. That was
right? So I mean, once we got there, that was like the first, I guess, like one of the biggest achievements yet
yeah.
in the career. Like to be at Times Square as an independent artist, upcoming artist. Well, I
In
don't know
South
if I'm
Africa.
still like considered as upcoming, but I'll just put
Yeah.
it out there because So yeah, we had the billboard, and it's like, damn, we're in New York.
Dude.
Like we're
Dude.
actually like people can actually see us. It's actually live. It's in New York. It's there. It's not photoshopped. Let's
Yeah.
like so we still had to get over that traffic in the head of saying, yo,
Mm.
we're from South Africa and we're on a billboard. Like it's us. It's like the cover art. It's there. It's the album. It's right
Mm.
there. It's sitting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then um, fast forward a couple of months later, we get an email from the one of the music curators. So they like HBO curators.
Yeah.
Obviously they're like, yo, we want to use your song. Can we do that? Whatever. And we're like, okay, I'm sure it took like a month to digest that. Okay, cool. We've gotten
That
an
is
email
fake.
from people and they want to put our song on HBO, a series we can't even stream from back home. Like
Yeah.
we can't even, you can't even go on HBO. You have to pirate it you
Yeah.
know, or like, subscribe and pay a couple of dollars for that. So I think it didn't really sink in until the day the episode aired.
Yeah.
But even when it did air, it was like it was out of just disbelief. We're like, yo, we really made it onto a series. And I think like it just like we were always just anticipating, yo, when's the episode coming? I think it came out like I think we did the partnership in
Yeah.
February or January. So you can imagine like waiting for 3 months.
Oof.
Like the next month comes, then the
Mm.
next month comes. Then they're like, okay, they were also still shooting at that time. So they were like,
Oh,
okay, your episode is gonna like the season's gonna start somewhere in May,
yeah.
between May and July. So we're like, damn, okay. So May came, we're waiting for the email to say, okay, the series is
Yeah.
finally out. Once it did air and it did play, it was an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
obviously couldn't believe that we've made it that far, but wake up the next day and we're asking ourselves what's next, because I mean
Higher and
it's
higher.
there. I think that like it's a big achievement. It's a great achievement for
Great
us as a
achievement.
label, as artists, as young Black South African musicians. I
Yeah.
think that's like a it's an achievement on its own.
I think you're
But
the first South African that's been on an HBO show. I think you guys are the first.
yeah, I think I might be the first. I'm not too sure. I think that Espacio also had a sync deal. I'm just not sure what show it was. It
Yeah,
was either
because
like a series or a movie. I'm just not sure. I can't recall, but it was like a couple of years back.
oh yeah, because like there's been South African artists on Netflix, matter the ones on
Yeah.
Netflix are on South African Netflix shows, but you guys are on
Yeah.
South African artists on an American show, HBO. So that's like, oh
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's pretty big. I think if I'm not mistaken, when we're doing like the paperwork, I think the last time they had done that sort of paperwork was Miriam Makeba.
oof, wow,
So that was the last time they actually did a signed contract for an HBO series. Miriam Makeba
wow,
had a series, I think, back in 1994. I'm just not sure which album it was or which compilation, but yeah, that was the last time they ever did a deal like that. So that's when you start to realize that it's actually a bigger deal than we think.
yeah, definitely, definitely,
So but still, what's next? So now we've got HBO. Now we want to be on Black Panther 2. We want to be in a
yes,
movie. We want to go
yeah,
to Hollywood.
yeah, we really want
It's
that.
possible. Now we know it's possible. So it's what's next, basically.
Yeah, yeah, I love that thinking. I love that thinking. And when I'm listening to an Ota Jar, which are level, like I felt like at that moment in time, like you were comfortable in yourself, like you're not a person who was really going for worldwide fame, but fame in South Africa, or maybe you didn't drop the project to become maybe a superstar. You dropped the
Yeah.
project because like you felt that this was you. You wanted to fully express yourself.
Yeah.
You were showing the space that
I
you
was
were
just in a
in.
comfortable space. Yeah. So
Yeah,
basically just showing the what's the word I'm looking for? The variety. I'll
yeah.
just say the variety of
Also, like in
genre.
Find It, with the message that the guy said, he's like,
Yeah.
you should.
If ungaphili ngale nto ozalwe nayo ozelwe uyifumene, it means wena you are the biggest corrupter of the universe, because lo moya ongaphakathi kuwena doesn't find full expression, because wena wenza into ongamelanga ngabe uyayenza. Umoya wakho ula, wena uhamba uyoba yinesi. So find that, because your life then becomes a prayer. There's resonance in what you do every day. Yeah, resonate nezulu. Why? Because lo moya wakho ngaphakathi uyajama.
You should go and do what you're born to do and what's
Yeah.
inside of you, because I really felt like that's the headspace that you were at, and it's carried
Yeah.
on. It's carried on. Like I don't think I'll find you in like one of these popular, maybe Summer Walker type songs. I don't think I'll ever find. Okay, maybe if you're featured, but like on a Thandonje song, I don't think I'll find it. I feel
Yeah.
like you drop music and it's authentic to you, and it's not about getting
Yeah.
popular or becoming more famous or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think that's what Saul and I have grown into, or just everyone at the
Yeah,
label. We like
yeah,
let the music speak for you. Like don't let it, don't let anyone dictate the craft that you make or the craft that you put out. You
yeah,
understand? Like if I feel like this song changed my life, it's bound to change yours too, just from me releasing it.
yeah,
And I think that um like after I made Frequency, I think that I was capable of opening up and writing stories. I think more than anything, I'm a storyteller. So even if I'm not experiencing it at that time, there's somebody else that needs to hear that.
yeah,
And it's just a gift. It's given. So it's like when you listen to Find It, and it's like uma uzalwe ngento,
yeah,
don't choose to do something else. Be the healer that you like. Take it upon yourself to complete that mission.
yeah,
And at that time I had also been working with Uja Level, who is one of the most amazing like rappers.
yeah,
um like that guy with the pen, he is like he's vicious,
yeah,
and he's a very reserved artist. So I think like the collaboration was also to say, hey, bro, you need to believe in yourself like I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like doing a trust in J basically. Because I'm you know, I'm on every song, you're on every song,
Yeah,
so we're basically going head to head. More than anything, it's also just to build the confidence to become, you know, the artist that you like, that you think you are.
yeah,
You know, like grow into the music, become the music that you make. You know,
yeah,
so one of the best guys to work with, Jai Level. He's very talented, and I guess it was about time that we had collaborated. Like
yeah,
it was one of those. Like I've always, you know, I've always admired his music. He's always admired mine. And we're friends, so like why not? Like
yeah,
why not? If we don't do it now, when are we gonna do it?
yeah.
You
And
know, so yeah.
and going back and talking about collaboration, like I actually found one of my favorite songs. It's Lost Seeking Nirvana with her
Yeah.
fancy. Oh man. Like as I was going back, like I hadn't found that song like previously, and like wow, that song.
That's a very old
And
song. I think it's 2015, right?
yeah,
2015.
I think it's 2015, 2016, and also Say YLM, and I think
Yeah,
Tweezy,
with Tweezy, Say You Love Me. Yeah,
yeah, Say You Love Me with Tweezy. I mean, those are the great classic songs from your catalog. Like, how did
yeah.
you feel? Was Tweezy the Tweezy that he is today? And like, how did you guys meet? Like, it seems like he's been here for very long.
Yeah. You know, TZ is an award-winning producer.
Yeah,
He's amazing. That guy. I actually met him through B1,
yeah.
and they actually used to stay up the road. There's a group, Dipopai.
Oh no, I don't know.
Like
I'll be
they
lying.
make comics. Like they make comics. Like they make anime. Like it's probably like on YouTube. They make those skits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I think
it's
maybe
a
I
group
might have an idea.
Dipopai. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look, there's a Casper's video, Travel the World. Like there's a video that Casper has where he's just being like an anime and
Oh,
he's going with the
oh yeah,
flow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what those guys do. Yeah, they call Deepo Pai.
yeah,
So B1 was friends, still is friends with those guys. They used to all stay in like one house.
yeah.
So B1 and Tweezy were also producing together.
Huh.
And then when we were finishing off New Age Soul, we were in that studio, and then Tweezy made that beat, and I was like, this one is mine.
Yeah,
And I knew that I might never actually get a Tweezy beat. This is the best time to do it because
yeah.
that guy's probably gonna be like 5 million by the time I get to the point where I am, and I want a Tweezy
Hmm.
beat. You know what I mean? So that's also one of my favorite songs. So I basically met him in the studio, and I was like, I Ndana Lenga Itata, record manje, save it, finish it.
Yeah,
You can even hear the song. It doesn't have extra backings. It doesn't have anything.
yeah. You just took
Once
the
I got that
opportunity.
beat, once I finished that song, I put it on the project, I dropped it.
Yeah,
Simple. I didn't want to ask anything. I didn't want to know anything. I just knew that I had a Tweezy song.
Tweezy song. Yeah, and
And it
like,
was really hot. It was really hot there. And I think it was like the Run Josie seasons as well.
oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
And he was like at the forefront of that too.
yeah,
Right now I wanted to talk about like my favorite songs. Like on Old Sija, it's Whole Again. Oh man,
yeah,
Whole Again. And also on Frequency, man, Frequency is the best. So for me, like out of all, maybe it might be
yeah.
recency bias. Okay, it could be
Now
recency
I
bias.
think it's the best too because then I think it's like a full circle.
Yeah,
Like I did
yeah,
like a full circle in terms of like music. Yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely one of my best projects.
And I'm sure
Will always
everybody,
be.
yeah, so
It will
far,
always
so
be.
far, so
Yeah,
far. Yeah, and
yeah.
I'm
But I
sure,
mean, like I'm saying that because it's like even if I drop another album now or
yeah,
tomorrow or next year,
yeah,
like people will always remember Frequency. They'll be like, yo, ever since you dropped that album,
yeah,
you've grown to become something like this. But it will be like a classic album. I'll say that it
yeah.
will be one of my
Yeah,
classical
those
albums.
those
Yeah,
albums that an artist drops,
yeah,
And also, Dimpatali Fati was actually different from the music that you made. Dimpatali Fati is one of my favorite songs, but some words are really lost in translation.
yeah.
I think, it's one of my favorite songs to sing. Every lyric, but then some words I don't understand. So can you please at least translate it or break it down for everybody at home?
Yeah, so Dimpotsa Lefati, okay, so that song, I'd say Ditoro, so those are dreams.
Yeah.
So it's like my dreams scare me,
Yeah.
and I'm afraid to tell you guys because what I'm seeing is crazy, basically. Like
Okay.
I'm afraid to tell you what I'm seeing because it's something that I've never seen before, I've never experienced.
Yeah.
It's like I'm seeing a mess, and I'm
Yeah.
afraid to tell you. Um, the time has come, like the time has come, and come as a unit.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
nako ifitlile,
Yeah.
lead each other, like bring the nation.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the time is now. Like the time is now. So that's what the project. That even that whole project. That's what it's about. It's trying to tell the world that there's things that are coming, or there's things that need to happen, or
Yeah.
more than anything, just appreciate the gifts of life.
Yeah.
Like to wake up to see the light. That's the gift that the world has given you. Like Lefati, you see the light, you see the sun, the
Mm.
moon, the stars, the sky, the clouds. A home, a shelter, like a butterfly.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are given for free.
Yeah.
Like the things that you don't have to physically buy, but you physically have. You
Yeah.
understand? Like to walk, to whatever you do, basically.
Yeah.
And then you hear, like, even in the other songs, there's a higher place. There is
Yeah.
a higher place where you will find all your secrets. But you also have to, I guess, be spiritually connected
Yeah.
for you to find your path, basically, for you to like keep going on your journey. There's certain things that you're gonna have to now discover. Okay, I have to pray every day.
Mm.
Like there's a certain ritual or that you have to follow or whatever, but you have to technically be spiritually connected also as a human being for you to see certain things and for you to be able to pursue your dreams, basically, because like when you dream of having like the biggest show, you have to pray about it.
Yeah.
You have to see,
Definitely manifested.
yeah. So you have to manifest, you have to believe in things. But if you don't have like spiritual or emotional or physical connection, it won't align.
Yeah.
So
And
Dimpota Lefati is just to say, yo, I'm seeing the craziest things, but it's time to come together, and it's time to bring that energy amongst us to say that, okay, we're doing what we're saying we're gonna do, we're following our paths, we're following our journey, we're fulfilling our purposes, basically.
yeah, basically what you said and find it. What you said and
Yeah.
find it. Yeah. And I'm sure you get asked this a lot, Kenny's interlude.
Yeah.
So with Kenny's interlude, did you go into the studio thinking about RIP to your friend Kenny? That was his name, right?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Kennedy.
so you only titled it, or did you just only title it after you recorded the song? So how was the process of that song? Because wow, Kenny's interlude.
Yeah. So what had happened was, um, that interlude was actually a hip hop beat when we were
Yeah,
in the studio making it. So, well, actually, it wasn't a hip hop beat. It was just a beat, but I was trying to rap on it, so I was like flowing
yeah,
on the beat, da 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 da,
mm,
and then it is in that week. It was either that week. So I think we had like 14 days when Kennedy was admitted.
yeah,
He was in hospital. So it was like 14 days, and it happened within that period where we're in studio again.
yeah,
And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the day he had passed on, like the day they had told us
yeah,
that he passed on. I think that's when the song became like full circle, when it became like a song,
Yeah.
because um yeah, I remember he was in hospital, and I don't know how the words came about. I don't know how the song got finished like that, but I feel it was as if like I was basically saying his words in my song,
Oh yeah.
because he was fighting for his life,
Mm.
but so it's like, I'm on my knees,
Reading
you know
Psalms
it's like,
23.
yeah, reading Psalms 23. He's my shepherd. So
He's
it
my
was just,
savior. Yeah.
it was a spiritual song, and it was Kenny's interlude, because it was like, in somewhat way it feels like that was him saying goodbye, but him saying hello, through my music, but through
Yeah.
me, like through a song type of
Yeah.
thing. So
I
Kenny's
mean,
interlude, like, I don't think anyone can be sad when they sing that song.
yeah, definitely.
It's like,
It's
yeah,
very
it's like, it is,
powerful.
yeah, like, it's a very uplifting
Mm.
kind of song. And every time I perform it, or every time I play it, it's a beautiful moment, because I feel like, yo, I'm chilling with my homie right now. This
Yeah.
is his song. You understand? So it was like, yeah, it's like a always and forever type of thing. Like, it will always be Kenny's interlude. I don't
Mm.
think I could have named it anything else,
Any better?
because it was like, it's just an honest song. Like, it was his song. I
Yeah.
think
And
he would have played it just as much as we play it. I think he would
yes.
have loved it just
Hey.
as much as we do.
Yeah.
So it's a in memory song. Like, every time you play that song, you just think of everything.
Mm.
I'm on my knees, reading Psalms 23. It says He is my shepherd, always watching over me, always there when I need. I know He's here. I feel He's alive in the
Yeah,
And I also felt the same vibe with Polisa and Let's Go. Those two songs have
yeah,
very gospelly, spiritual vibes. I remember one time I was playing Let's Go, and my mom was like, "Are you listening to gospel?" I was like, "No, I'm listening to Thandonje." And yeah, those are the types of vibe that those three songs
yeah,
give.
yeah. Those are like the three gospel songs, right?
Yeah, yeah, those
Those
ones. Yeah.
those are the three gospel
Do
songs.
you do you feel like you could have done more? And we've been talking about how you don't want to be regarded as an upcoming artist, because like I also get offended.
Yeah,
Dog, like
yeah,
you, wow, if you came out right now, like people will think like you're the godfather or something like that. Like I feel like you're also a victim of the industry back then. Like you're also a
yeah.
victim of our small, like even now, like it's booming, but like our R&B scene is also not that big even right now. But then it's bigger than victim. But you also feel like maybe you could have done more. Like, do you have any regrets?
I think that I wouldn't say I regret it, because I'm learning as I go. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's still
like, you can never stop
growing.
learning, especially like in the position that I'm in. I think that a lot of the decisions taken were decisions based off just being an independent artist. I think that my journey would have been different had I been signed,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
but yeah. So I think that in the process, I've learned that, there's always a way to grow what you're doing. If I can be independent and make 200,000 streams, that means that I can now find a different avenue. Let me sell some merchandise, or let me
yeah,
do this and that. So I mean, like, right now I'm in a place where I can make those kind of moves and say, okay,
yeah,
so we have Frequency, it's out already, and it had a good reception. Why don't we make Frequency merch and make exclusive merch, which I've done. i've
yeah,
posted i've posted a few ideas, and I see the response. And then now I have to go back to the drawing board. Okay, so we've got 5,000 people that are willing to buy this merchandise. I have to now save money I have to, make samples. I have to, I have to find new ways basically. But I think it's not that I could have done more at the time. I guess I just didn't know more,
Yeah,
you know.
you grow and
Yeah,
you learn,
yeah. And I mean, if I think of like what I was doing with like New Age Soul, um, I was never sure that I'd be making like full projects, because that was the time when I was making covers and
Yeah.
I had traction with covers. And then I'd get radio interviews, but when I got the radio interviews, people would refer to me as the cover artist.
Oh.
So it's like I'm 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 always breaking down a word before the artist. You understand? So it was like
Yeah.
the cover artist. Now it's upcoming artist. So now I've made enough music for people to listen to where they can call me an artist. I've established
You're one
myself
of
as an artist.
the founding okay, I can't say founding fathers, the founding mothers. You're there,
Yeah.
you're like you're up there with the best artists, like you're in the like top 5. I don't want to say this best artist, like some people have like all this fight with people that say, okay, I won't say the name, that say a certain person is the R&B. I wouldn't say that. I say maybe there's like a list of 5 or 6 people that you can trust, but I don't believe we should put somebody as the be all and be all, because like you do some things that other people can't do. They do things that other people can't do. You're all very different. You Ipeleng is very different. Naya Aile is very different. 100G is very different. Elaine is very different. Like all are different. So you cannot put just one person. Yeah, definitely. And
it wasn't like easy just to break down those boundaries, like to keep climbing the ladder and to I wouldn't say like necessarily fighting for relevance, but just getting the title you deserve basically. I think after making Frequency, I'm at a point where I personally will not allow anyone to refer to me as upcoming.
Yeah,
because
definitely not. Yeah.
Because I've been in every conversation since I started making covers.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like if for instance, if Rap Radar decided to drop a top 10 female R&B artist, I'd still be a part of the list.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So you've worked with Abo Flame and with Aries. You've worked with so many people, man. I mean, wow.
So it's like I have industry people, like I speak to like the biggest artists in South Africa. I speak to international artists, like but I'd be upcoming to me meeting her. If I were to send her like a DM now, I wouldn't be as big as or like Sid the Kid, but when it's time for them to listen to the music, I think they'll be like, okay, this person is an artist, type of thing, so yeah, so it's just about breaking boundaries, bro, and just like taking what's yours. Like I don't think that I'd be on HBO if I wasn't an artist. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't make it to Times Square if I wasn't an artist. I wouldn't be making the streams that I'm making if I wasn't an artist, because people are now respecting the music, they're respecting the craft.
And now to also say, sorry.
And people are still listening.
And I would also say that a lot of these new R&B girls, I mean, they grew up listening to you. I would say also that, okay, they might not go out and say it, but like you are one of the people that we grew up listening. Okay, not grew up, because I mean, not all, because at that time, you were one of the few, honestly. You're one of the few. It's only been in the recent years that I can compile a whole list of R&B artists who truly do R&B. Okay, there's trap soul, but then people truly do R&B in its fullest sense. Yeah, you are one of those people. I think one of the things with people, I think they cannot say they need more music, but I think people need
more content.
videos. Yeah, and more content. Yes,
more content.
Music videos. Yo, like music videos also, and more content. Yo, like you have
Yeah.
so many hits, and it will be great to see maybe the stories behind those hits. Like you can even go
Yeah.
back to 2 projects back, 3 projects back, and so to a lot of other people to be new to them, they'll be like, damn,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah,
I think,
that's why I'll go back on saying that, like, I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, what's next? How do you now, build yourself? How do you become the brand that you want to be,
yeah,
And that's why now you come with the content. And I have to, maybe have a YouTube page where I have engagement and interaction,
yeah,
build the following more, because it's like, yo, I've like right now I think I have, like, let's just say Instagram per se, I've got like 8,000 followers, but when I'm
yeah,
on iTunes, I've got 200,000 streams, which means I actually have a bigger reach than what I'm physically seeing, like on.
yeah,
So now it's more about, okay, now I have to drop more videos, or go back to doing covers. There's nothing wrong with that. I have more than enough music for people to listen to. So
yeah,
if I were, maybe cover my own songs,
yeah,
maybe drop more music videos, like putting a visual to the songs, like telling the story through images now.
yeah,
So it's not always easy conceptualizing a music video, because like I'm always trying to do something different. I don't want a typical walk in the park. Everybody does
mm,
that now, I want to shoot movies. I want to
yeah.
make documentaries, but I want like the best of the best. Like I want
Was it
quality. I
Thandonje?
want, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
this story just has to make sense. The visuals have to match the sound.
yeah,
And yeah, so right now that's what I'm working towards. Like now I'm doing visuals.
yeah.
Now I'm, trying to build engagement, trying to see, okay, what can I do now to, expand and grow as the brand.
You also are gonna be on Saul Madiope's new project that's coming out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yes,
also
Motherland
in,
Jazz.
yeah, Motherland Jazz. And is there also gonna be a crossover too? Jazz with,
Yes, we're
yeah,
working on a crossover too, but we're looking, maybe it's gonna drop next year.
yeah.
Um, I mean, last year we dropped like a total of 50 songs. So I think we dropped like 10 projects last year.
Wow.
If you've noticed, this year we were quiet. We've
Yeah,
only
yeah.
just started now.
Mm,
Yeah. So with the last quarter, we're we're obviously dropping Saul Madiope's debut album. This is his first album,
yeah.
um, which is amazing, by the way.
Ooh.
Like, yo, like
Oh
yo,
wow, the songs that just dropped so far,
yeah, like
with
you've listened
Forever
to
and
Prayer with Credo and the one
yeah,
with Fila, right?
the one you just dropped now.
Yo, I promise you, like,
Even
it
the
is one of
art,
the, yo,
even the
bro, like,
art to it.
like, I don't want to lie to you, man. This is like one of the best jazz albums or compilation of our generation.
Mm.
Um, I'll say that with my chest. It's gonna be an album where people will stay inspired,
Yeah,
um, and people will expand their sound also, and just learn to create more. Like it's a jazz album, but it's not like a Huma Sekela type of jazz,
yeah.
man. Like it's not what we're used to listening to. It's like it's
Mm.
something new. It's fresh.
Yeah,
It's
it goes
fresh,
into
but
R&B, goes
oh
into
man,
so many other genres.
bro, I promise you, like I've been yo, I don't know. I've just been manifesting for that project ever since like I heard it being made, ever since it was done.
Yeah,
It's the best jazz album of 2021. Like
2022.
I love every, by the way, like 2022, 2025,
Yeah,
just the flipping 21st, 22nd century, it will still be one of the best 10
yeah,
years from now. They will go back to it, they will use it as a reference, they will create even more magic.
yeah.
Um I'm looking to drop a project. I have an album coming up. I'm
Oh,
dropping a sophomore album,
wow.
so a follow up.
Yeah,
Um I know it's only been a year, but it's time. You know, I feel like I'm depriving people of what I'm making, so I
Yeah.
have to drop. Um, Jar level is gonna drop. The whole label is gonna drop this year, basically.
Okay.
Um, so we're using this last quarter to build momentum for the first quarter of 2022.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's something to look
Exciting
forward to.
times.
It's trust me,
Definitely
like
exciting times.
even with my album that's coming, like yo, yo,
Mm,
I'm I'm
I'm
I'm
sure it's
afraid.
gonna be heat. Like I don't doubt you
Nah,
at
God,
all.
I'm afraid. I'm
Yeah.
afraid. Another, it's like it's another 12, 14 track album.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any features again.
No, but
Um,
it's good. You know, you're able to keep your essence, even though it will be nice to maybe hear, a
yeah,
featured here
I'm
and
I'm
there.
I'm
But
I'm I'm in the process of getting it mastered. So
oh yeah.
I'm still contemplating like putting someone on it. Like I've thought of people to collaborate with on it.
Mm,
It's just a matter of, like once I'm done with it and I'm listening and I'm like, okay, this is the perfect song for as Java. This is a
yeah.
perfect song for Amanda Black or whoever, like
Yeah. That you
I
decide.
have people in mind that I
Yeah.
want on specific songs. But you know, how the artist's mind changes. I think like by mid-August I already know whether I'm gonna go with features or not.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's nothing wrong with not having features. I think it helps broaden your songwriting.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
now
So
I
you
have to
don't
make sure that every
any.
song sounds solid with just me alone.
Mm,
So it just tests you as a songwriter and as a creator. Can you make a full song? Can you make a full project without literally depending on everyone else besides you and the producer type of thing?
yeah. And last question. Actually, we I'm not sure if you saw my latest episode on breakdown. Okay, we just released it maybe a few
Is this
hours.
the one with Namao
No, no,
Costa?
not that one. That was episode 3. I actually
Oh,
dropped an episode today. So yeah, I'm sure you haven't seen it yet. So in this one, we talked about dating in the industry. We talked about the lines between romantic pursuit and sexual harassment
yeah.
and all that. And we talked about different things, dating managers, like what are the rules and all
Mm,
that. And like I wondered, like, have you ever been in like those type of situations where maybe you needed to have something done or you got an opportunity, but then the people in power, maybe they made you or insinuated that you maybe had to do something or say something, shady
yeah.
things in order to get those opportunities or be in those spaces, you know?
Um, no. I've
Oh,
I've I've never I've never allowed myself to, have that mentality because I was like independent. I've always tried to, make sure I do everything, even
yeah,
though like sometimes it's a lot of work, it's a lot of
yeah,
time. Um, I've tried now to get a manager,
yeah,
but sometimes people just they don't get it. Like
mm,
it don't make sense. Like like how you become a perfectionist with your craft and your art. You hold it like a baby. So it's like I don't want anyone to come close to,
yeah,
to my child right now. Um, with regards to spaces, I've I've always just happened to be in the right place, I guess, at the right time.
yeah,
Because like yeah, I speak, we have conversations, we meet up or we'll have a studio session or we'll
yeah,
just I guess we'll remain industry friends type of thing. But I've learned not to try and lose myself in order to get ahead somewhere
mm,
because that's like I'm missing a step. So once I'm there, I'm actually gonna put myself 2 steps backwards because I missed something on the way.
oh yeah,
Like I went from step 1 to step 6 and I missed 2, 4, 2, 4, 3, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I try to take it one step at a time, like the right way,
yeah,
like bro, if I don't make it to the summers, then maybe I wasn't supposed to be at the summers, like I shouldn't have to, deprive myself of that. Like it's okay, it happens. And one day I'll be there,
yeah,
like I don't have to be there right now, but maybe I won't even want to be there by the time I'm, or by the time I've
yeah,
reached my peak or whatever it is. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of relationships that you also have to, keep in good reason. Like there's some relationships that make sense for your career,
Yeah.
so like I said, like you never stop learning. So I've learned from like someone that's managing like I'm a piano group, or someone that's managing hip hop artists,
Yeah.
someone that's managed, whoever. Like I learn along the way. um and I think I had to do that when I had the season with Wrecking Crew.
Oh yeah, yeah,
um yeah, so I think at that time, Tuli was also a Reese's manager.
yeah.
And what she said to me is that, bro, like you're very talented, you know, and you have to start believing in yourself and moving alone. You have to boss up, you have to be a soldier,
Mm,
because you don't want someone claiming that they created your artistry like 2 years down the line when you make it, or when you
mm,
become famous or whatever. So I had to take those words, and I had to, put my head down and establish myself and like, yo, what do you want to do? How you gonna do it? And then, if I need advice, I ask for it. I've got the right people around me. If I'm struggling somewhere, I'll always ask. But I'll never break a finger just to make it somewhere else. No,
yeah.
that's not me.
And what last words would you like to say to your fans? Like anything you'd like to say to your fans? Like you promote something or whatever you want to say to your fans, you know? Because like I feel like there's not that many interviews, especially in video form often. So
Yeah.
I think they would appreciate that.
Well, what I can say to my fans, I feel like I'm like this superstar now. Shout out to my fans. You know how I always rehearse these things. Like I was like, if ever I win an award, I
Yeah.
always have those scenes. Like, first I want to thank God, and then I want to thank my mom, I want to thank my friends, and then I want to thank my fans. Without y'all, blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
You know. But what I'd like to tell my fans or the listeners out there is that um, the support doesn't go unnoticed.
Mm.
It's really appreciated. The time and effort that you take into listening to me shows me that what I did in the studio, was not by mistake.
Yeah.
Like it was a journey, and I brought people on the journey. um I guess I just have to say, like, shout out to the people who allowed themselves to go on the journey.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I guess it's not easy to do like self introspection and realize that, yo, I'm actually in pain, or yo, I'm happy, or so I guess I'll just have to say thank you for accepting me, accepting my music, listening to my music, and allowing it to heal you, and basically just allowing it to allow you to write the next chapter of your career, or the next chapter of your story.
Yeah.
um as an entirety, I definitely have to say to all my fans is that, believe in yourself, believe in the journey,
Mm.
do not take shortcuts, but do not sacrifice your spirit, your energy, or anything, because everything has, it's like the infinity sign. What goes around comes around, whether
Yeah.
it comes in good or whether it comes in bad. But whatever you put out will always come back, So just believe in yourself, man, and pray, speak to God, speak to your ancestors, speak to your Allah, speak to the higher power that you believe in, but just understand that everything comes full circle. What is yours will always be yours. No one can take it away. Your journey was written for you,
Yeah.
and nobody else can erase it, because nobody else knows what your journey is.
Yeah.
So it's like no one can tell you anything, but respect your journey and respect those, those who, who are in your space. Respect their space too.
Yeah.
um just, yo, man, more peace, more love, more prayer. Y'all need to pray out there. You guys can't just ask God to give you a house. You think it's gonna come? No, you need to pray but work through your prayer as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if you're gonna pray to have a big house, then work,
Yeah.
brick by brick, build the house. Like he was always say, like I'll say, like I always, what do they say? Like, we're made in God's image, so believe that you're a God, but
Yeah.
you know, act like a God, behave like a God, treat yourself like a God, and treat everybody else like a God. If you respect someone, you you won't disrespect them, like you won't hurt them, or you won't,
Mm.
like it will always be love. And what you give is what you receive. Like when you spread love, it's what you're going to receive. And you can only imagine what happens when you receive love in abundance. It
Yeah.
becomes a good spirit, and you get used to that. Like it's good to feel good,
Yeah.
but it's good to feel good, but sometimes it's gonna hurt.
Mm.
Sometimes it's gonna be like this, but know how to redirect that energy into remembering that you're a God and you're made in God's image. So it's like, okay, I'm in pain, but what will God do? Okay, I need to pray. Then you start feeling better, and then you start doing better. Or, so just remember that you're made in God's image. And on top of that, I just have to say thank you, man. Like all I can say is thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to heal you. Thank you for healing me, because like, if I didn't know the kind of music that I made, I wouldn't know that that's how people are feeling. It's
Yeah.
like the only reason I know what Kenny's interlude does for you is because I felt it and I made it and I put it into a song. Do you understand? It's like I gathered up all those emotions and I
Yeah.
made it. So I understand, like when people are like, yo, that is a beautiful song. I'm like, I know what it did for me. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine what it does for you. So yeah, man, like to my fans, just thank you, man. All I can say is thank you. And we're still gonna heal more. There's
Yeah.
yo, there's
Definitely
I
more
have I have
albums.
you know what I'm saying? Like I still have a lot of stories to write. I have a lot of stories to tell. I've got a lot of people to heal. Like I've taken it upon myself now to become the healer, because I think that God wouldn't have given me a voice if he didn't want me to do what I'm doing.
Yeah. Wow.
So
You know.
um yeah, like I've taken full ownership of being a healer. So the chances of you hearing Thandonje talking about money in the strip club are like 0 to
Definitely
none.
not. Yeah. Those
Like
those
you
were back in the days of New Age
yeah, like your
Soul.
trust J times, when I was still fooling around.
uh,
But that's why I said frequency is a journey, because it literally took everything in me to get to that point and to understand that Emona, awatala you to dala. You here
mm,
for a bigger purpose, and this is the purpose that you need to fill. You need
yeah.
to be a healer and take people on the journey. Heal yourself also along the journey.
Uh,
Listen to what you're writing. Listen to yourself and reflect and see. Okay, have I healed? Am I doing better? And you'll hear it, dude. Like with the new album coming, hopefully next month. I'm gonna
wow.
drop that album.
Damn. Wow. So
It's
I might have
done.
got an
Done.
exclusive here. Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
damn, I would have played you something, but whew, like
Hey. Mm,
I can't, man. Like now,
yeah.
like I
Hey.
don't even wanna lie to you, man. Like this album is scaring me, man. Like,
Yeah.
and this is
Too
like
heavy
it's
on your
like,
shoulders.
yo, it's like, man, and time keeps moving. Like time is not waiting. The
Yeah.
time is gone. I have to release it at some point,
Yeah.
but it's like I think it's scaring me, because it's like, wow, like I really made that. or
Amazing
like
what you did.
or
Yeah.
like wow, I'm really there now. Like I'm touching on a lot of things on this album. I'm touching on you know what happens when you find yourself even more. I'm touching on um being kinder to people.
Yeah.
I think like everyone goes through something, like, and everyone is going through something.
Mm,
Like I don't think there's anyone that lives in a peaceful world, or in a peaceful mind. There's always something,
yeah.
and I'm talking more about love. I'm talking more about kindness. I'm talking about peace. I'm talking about healing yourself.
Yeah.
Um, yo, like I'm on another journey. Like I've unlocked another chapter. So there's like, okay, frequency is a journey. Then I went through the door of frequency, and I found the rocks and I found the water. now I'm at the ocean. Now I'm, now I'm in a different headspace, and now I'm sharing that as well. It's different. Even when you hear motherland jazz, it's not the Thandonje you're used to, obviously, because I have to keep coming. I have to keep coming with the best of the best of the best. But this is it's like a it's like a couch. I'd say that, like, I'm furnishing the house of Thandonje now. I built Frequency, that was the house. Now I'm furnishing it, and you'll hear with the music that's now
coming out.
The voice is better, the songwriting is better. It's personal. Like now it's more established now. Yeah.
Do you already have a title, or you still thinking about it?
The album title is Stillness.
Stillness. Oh wow, that seems definitely seems like a journey.
So that means you're the first one.
Oh my word!
I haven't even got the cover art. I haven't even told people what the album is called.
I am blessed.
So when these things drop, you are the first one.
Wow.
Hopefully, once it's done, you'll be one of the first. To hear it. I'll make sure that I get you a copy of the album, like, once it's done. Wow. And then, but for now, yes, the album is called Stillness. Stillness is the absence through sound. Yeah. It's like finding yourself and being able to, be still within yourself, even in all the commotion. It's like, with all the traffic that's happening, are you still able to, shut down the noise? It's like, just shut down the noise and be yourself. Like, whether you're driving or you're at a party or whatever, like, can you zone out and still be still? You know what I'm saying? Like, still be within yourself, So yeah, the album is called Stillness. Hopefully it will drop end of August or like really early September, but end of August seems like the best way. So it's almost done. It's just
wow. Thank you so much. I can't believe it. Like, I'm interviewing Thandonje. It's really amazing. Thank you so much for your humility. Thank you so much for coming through. Because like, it took some time, but like, if we hear.
Yeah, I was see, this is why, like, I need that manager, because like sometimes, like, I forget that I actually have to read my emails and I have to go into this and I have to go into that. But thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't take time to speak to artists, and I'm like, when I'm saying speaking, I'm not talking about like a simple interview, like, this and that. Like, it's I guess it's not easy for you to also like get a hold of me, or get a hold of artists. So I guess I just have to, appreciate the time taken from your end as well, to say, hey, dude, I want to hear your story. I want to talk to you, and I also want to, I want to put you on my page, because this is your craft, this is your brand, this is your baby, so for you to allow me to be a part of that, I have to say thank you, because I appreciate that. You're one of the few people that interview me, and I'm still on my journey, so hopefully by the time Thandonje is like reaching 5 million people, we can come back and do another interview, and you'll have like your big studio, you'll have cameras, you'll have your mics, you'll have your equipment and whatever, so we're gonna grow, and I guess it's good that we started now. So I guess we'll meet again along the way, where you'll be with your crew,
with
and
the
you
camera crew
like
and everything.
Big productions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what you also want for yourself, isn't it?
Definitely.
Like, you want to be exactly. So yeah, man, we'll meet again along the journey. But I definitely have to thank you for your time, man. That's the most important thing, because we can never get it back. So that's the one thing I'll definitely say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Thandonje. So this was part 2 of Sisters of Soul, and thank you so much, guys. This is the House of Soul. It's your host, Drew, and this is Thandonje, and we are out. Bye.